Boosh. Shink. I had to get a little extra aerodynamic today so that I can blow your mind. There is a trend of YouTubers who want to correct our language and tell us that America is not a democracy, but it is instead a republic. And this is a very sexy thing to say because it sounds really educated and really countercultural at the same time. And it fits in well with the long-time behavior of arrogant political drama queens demanding you choose a side between, say, capitalism and socialism, or many other binaries, because, as far as they're concerned, orthodoxy is your only option. Well, let's burn that idea straight to the ground right now. The question of are we a democracy or a republic, or are we capitalist or socialist, these are false dichotomies. False dichotomy is a way of fooling people by giving them a choice when the real answer is both, or neither, or something totally else. It's one of the most effective political weapons in the communication arsenal, and Stephen Colbert has one of the best examples when he asks people, George W. Bush, great president or the greatest president? False dichotomy. So don't let somebody set your choices for you any more than you would take me seriously if I said, this ball isn't green, it's round. False dichotomy. The elements work together. Green and round and shiny and bouncy. And in government, the systems work together to create the powerful, multifaceted engine for public good that a successful government, or if you will, an ideal government at least, is. Here's the hierarchy of elements. Constitution is right at the top. Most importantly, establishing that everyone has rights, and there are certain things that even a majority cannot do to you. Right underneath that, second most important, I'd say, is democracy. The citizens possess the ultimate power and can change the country through voting. Don't let somebody tell you that democracy means you have to vote directly on the issues. That is one kind, and it's part of what we do in the US. You can get a whole bunch of signatures and they'll put your question on the ballot. Many of us recently voted on directly on gay marriage in many states. So direct democracy plays a part, and the other part is representative democracy, which is what makes us a republic. We elect these officials to operate the government. That's a democratic, constitutional republic. It's partly direct democracy, it's partly representative democracy, it's all in there. It's all working together. Next system, capitalism. Private citizens own businesses which sell things to generate profit. Add it in and we've got a democratic constitutional republic with a capitalist economy. Next, socialism. Oh yeah, it's in there. The government operates some institutions to provide the most essential needs of its citizens. In the US, everybody gets 13 years of free education and various financial safety nets. And we're not even done there, because more extreme systems have strains showing up in society as well. A couple years ago, the Supreme Court made it easier for government to take people's land away from them to use for whatever projects the government thinks will benefit the community. That kind of thinking fits most closely with communism. In another case a few years ago, you may know, the government decided that it wanted to have a war, and the industries that would benefit, as well as the media, which are in some cases owned by those industries, all worked together to create public enthusiasm for the war, and a fierce attitude of aggression against anyone who opposed the war, and a national sense that the war was really a way to defend ourselves against an outside force that without a war would destroy us. This is a textbook example of fascism. So democracy, republic, capitalism, socialism, communism, fascism, it's not a choice. It's a recipe. What are we cooking? I see it kind of like fast food. It keeps us alive, and without it we'd be in much worse trouble. But we're not nourished in a way that will make us genuinely healthy. Now the last thing I'm going to hit is the Electoral College. I know some of you have been waiting for it. This device for choosing the president is sort of like a bank shot for democracy. It's super indirect because the public elects people who then elect the president. And it's inefficient because different parts of the country have different levels of influence. Everybody has some, but some people do have more. As a result, in the history of the US, the people have gotten the president that they wanted about 93% of the time, which is okay, except that we should get it right 100% of the time. So the Electoral College sucks. It's a vestige, a relic, a swollen appendix in the body politic. It's so indirect that it harms democracy. But it doesn't make it not democracy. A three-legged dog is not a cat. It's an effed up dog. And in the Electoral College, we got a three-legged dog democracy. All right, that's it. Woo!